Hey, so I just kind of wanted to get the rest of this out. Um uh I know I'm not perfect. Nobody is. Um I don't feel like I did something bad enough to deserve uh uh being treated this way. Um so I just want to I'll try to not make this one so long. Um it's it's still hard to talk about. God, it's hard to talk about. And, but hey, even though some things are difficult to talk about, sometimes it's necessary to do so, to move through it, to come out the other side and put it past you and move on and stuff. It can be hard. I'm going to go off topic here just a little bit. I've been listening to this it's like a course, I guess, on the subject of NLP, and I just find it really interesting. I'm just kind of like, I think the name of the guy is David someone, but anyway, and he talks about in there like anyway, he talks about a lot of stuff. I won't go into that too much right now. But yeah, sometimes it's necessary to just lay it all out and just say, this is what it is. And then you can just kind of go, okay, that sucked. And then just move on. I know everybody or a lot of people have different ways of dealing with things. And I guess sometimes, this is just how I can try to make sense of it. I guess when two people are in a difficult situation, perhaps that their best way of dealing with things might clash. And then it just, just snowballs from there. It just gets worse and worse and worse because the way that they handle something in the present moment clashes. But that's what works for them. And I can just remembered something. Anyway, I can remember a time when I did that with someone and I was in such a dark place. I was in such a such a hard time for me. It was with my dad. I had just gotten back to, Denver, and a really hard thing had happened, and he was trying to get in contact with me. And he tried really, really hard. And I ghosted him for days, and I didn't answer his questions. I just couldn't bring myself to face it at that time. I was in such a hard place. As when I was 27, and I was basically pretty much homeless. I had no money. I had no job. I had just dealt with a really difficult situation and was really struggling to figure out what I was going to do. And my dad tried repeatedly to get in contact with me through email. And he started getting really insistent, like, hello, can you please answer me? And yeah, so karma, huh? Yeah, so I didn't. And then about a month later, he died. I think we maybe exchanged a couple emails before he did, but then he just unexpectedly died. And he was in Australia at that time. And I was in Denver. And and then I could never ever fix things with him after that. He had been sick and I didn't know about it. And anyway, so just to finish off on this stuff. So yeah, everybody has their different ways of handling things, dealing with stuff. The stuff. I'm trying really hard to move on from this. It's very, very hard. Anyway, get to the point, right? Yeah, I know how it goes. Okay, I'm just gonna say this at the pace that I want to. I'm not gonna rush, actually. Oh yeah. I have to just get this out there because, like, I can't make sense of it, or it's really hard to, and it gets in the way of thinking, of doing, of living, and I don't feel like hanging out with a friend or just talking to I don't know why, but for some reason, in some way, I feel a little bit more compensated speaking into a video. I don't know why. Like recording it, and then because I can't have that conversation, it just, yeah, anyway. I'm sorry. So, I'm gonna back up just a little bit. I first met Grant Neate when I was about 16. He can, whatever, I don't know. Yeah. I had a slight crush on him at that time, he was married at the time, and I didn't want to interfere with that at all. So I actually really tried to suppress what I felt about him. Really, really tried to suppress it hard. And the only thing that ever happened was we went for a walk together once. Anyway, I, like, literally nothing happened. Yeah. Well, not nothing, because, as he told me years later, he had a thing for me as well. But whatever, So anyway, skip forward many years. So that was in Sydney, Australia. Skip forward many years, and actually, when I was 20, I moved back to the US. Long story short, yeah, and even though I tried to suppress my feelings, thoughts about him or whatever, I had this lingering attention on him for years after my initial contact with him. Anyway, whatever. Many years later, I was in a marriage which that wasn't going well either. Yeah. Oh well, it save that for another day. Actually, maybe not. Nah, he and I are, we have 2 kids together, and we're, we get along for the most part, mostly for them, so that we're pleasant with each other. But yeah, so I was, this marriage was pretty much on the verge of ending. And, I wrote to Grant just to, really simply was just to, reach out and get in touch and just be friends. That was it. Just to, I don't know. I don't know. Just to have a connection. My then husband was away most of the time. I was a stay-at-home mom with the kids. I was homeschooling. Anyway, several months later, I had kind of forgotten about it. Several months later, I got a message back from him. I thought he was still married at the time, and it was just to be friends. Anyway, he wrote back, very brief thing, whatever. Sent me a friend request on Facebook. So over the course of the next, say, several weeks, I found myself having constant attention on him. And I was like, God, what the hell? And so, anyway, what ended up happening was I'll try to shorten this. My ex-husband and I, we ended it. Anyway, much later, I got back in touch with Grant and said, hey, I just basically confessed everything to him. And I just said, look, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to, do anything here. I don't want to get in the way of your thing, with your wife or whatever. And anyway, he wrote back and he said, look, just to put all the cards on the table, she and I are not together anymore. He ended up telling me that he used to have a thing for me. From there, it was this really magnetic kind of a attraction, whatever you want to call it. And we started talking through Facebook, and then you know, shaky voices, we had this our first phone call, and it was a really wonderful feeling. It really, really felt great. He made me feel wonderful. From there, we started talking on the phone, and it quickly developed into something that was more committed, as we, you know, said to each other. We were very, very open with each other and very vulnerable with each other, and shared very personal things about each other with each other and all that stuff. And anyway, a few weeks later, he told me that he loved me. I told him that I loved him too. From there, we started to plan a visit. And yeah, I went out to Australia. We visited Sydney. I visited his home in Melbourne. He took me out places, took me to see the 12 apostles, rode me on a boat, had many wonderful, really wonderful experiences. Went camping, went and stayed at Phillip Island, went to Mornington Peninsula, went to the, what do you call it? The Great Lakes, no. the lakes entrance. And we had the best McDonald's burger ever that we've ever had from a McDonald's. And yeah, went for a really nice walk. Did so many nice walks. Played pool together. All those things. Anyway. Yeah, I'm rambling, but you're still watching. So anyway, hurry the fuck up, right? Oops, sorry. Not supposed to say that. So anyway, back to last year. So this thing happened with Teresa again. Anyway, then something really, really horrible happened. Well, a few horrible things. Everything over the past 2 years, you know. Geez, you know. It's been rough. For a lot of people, for a lot of reasons. His father passed away right before Christmas. I can't express how. What do you do? What do you say? I wished so bad that I just could have given up. giving him a hug. Anyway, so the week after that, I mean, we spoke a couple times, but, you know, we didn't speak much, really. I got the flu. It wasn't COVID. And I was, anyway, I was bedridden for like days. I started to get better a little bit, and my trip was booked for the 21st of January. Anyway, it was coming up. And I was starting to make plans for that, and I don't know, there's just a bunch of stuff I had to organize for that. So I had this idea again, why don't I reach out to Teresa and just say like, hey, I'm coming out, you know, all the other things I said before too, but hey, I'm coming out. Can we meet up? Can we talk? That was basically the gist of it. I did tell her my side and say, hey, look, I'm not comfortable with how it's been, you know. Not saying you have to like disconnect or whatever, like fully, you know, but not comfortable with it. Anyway, this still makes me shake with like, I'm just like, it's so frustrating. Anyway, I tried to reach out to her. The sequence of the events were, I wrote down my thoughts. I called him, or no, he called me, and we spoke, and I said, hey, so I'm going to reach out to Teresa. Cool? And he became really concerned about her feelings, and what if she takes it in a bad way? And I said, well, okay, but oh well, I mean, like, not that I want her to take it in a bad way, but just that, like, why are you so concerned about her? Like, what about me? Like, why wouldn't you be concerned about how I feel about it all? And, you know, what I've, you know, the lies about it and stuff, and lying to me about tracking her again and I had asked it because he had moved recently, and I had asked him, I said, does she know where you live? Like, has she like been to your place or whatever? And he said no. But she did, because they were tracking each other on a location sharing app. So anyway, so I said, so I want to, you know, but I want to reach out to her. Okay. So like, cool. And he said, okay, well, fine. So I did. And I sent the message on Facebook, and it showed like a little like grayed arrow thing, like that was whited out, which apparently makes it look like it hasn't gone through, or it has gone through to the spam folder or something like that. So I thought, okay, well, let me try seeing if I could, maybe he'll give me her email address and I can just email it to her. So I tried to call him back, but he didn't pick up. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's odd, because, he usually does. I mean, unless he's on the phone or something like that, sure, yeah, or whatever, he's busy or something like that, so, okay. But I'd only just recently spoke with him, so I thought it would be okay. So then I tried to I waited a little while, and then I tried to call him back again. He wouldn't answer me. Anyway, we spoke again when he got home later. And he got very angry at me for trying to call him back, and said that he was busy trying to find a storage place. And at this point he was like yelling at me, and like he was very, very angry that I'd tried to call him back. I asked him, well, how come you, like, what happened? Were you busy or something? And he said, no, I was on the phone with Teresa and she was telling me all about, you writing all this crazy stuff to her. I went, what crazy stuff? What do you mean? Like, I was trying to get her email so that I could email her. And I was respectful in my communication to her, and I even said so. Like, I'm, not trying to disrespect you in any way, blah, blah, blah. It was my first time trying to get in communication with her after being with Grant for like 4.5 years, I guess, 4 years, something like that. That was my first attempt. I explained the situation, and I just simply asked for, like, hey, can you let me know? I did ask her, like, what are your intentions with him? Are you trying to get back together with him? I just wanted to know from her, because I just didn't know. So, yeah, this is getting long. That's okay. And not many people are going to actually watch this. I know that. I know. I don't really care. I just needed to get it out. Just needed to get the story out. Needed to get it out. If somehow, I don't know. So anyway, in that conversation with me, he was foaming at the mouth. He was so upset with me for it. Apparently she had called to him and maybe complained to him about it or something. I don't know. I really don't know. So at this point I was like in tears and just trying to apologize for him to calm down and just like, look, I'm really sorry. He said, what are you sorry for? I said, I'm sorry for upsetting you. At this point I'm being like really submissive, very like just, I was sorry. I was sorry that he was so upset by me trying to contact Teresa. And then, of course, he blamed me for his bad mood and, just... So, in the middle of me saying what I was sorry for, he said, no, I'm just going to... That's it. I'm going to close everything. I'm just going to block you everywhere, and I'm just closing up. And at that point, he hung up. And then I once I get this out, I can be done with it. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. This is so infuriating. So frustrating because it's so confusing. Anyway, so trying to keep my shit together here. Okay. So then, he blocked me on Facebook, Telegram, Skype, what else? LinkedIn. anywhere. Oh, Twitter. Oh, I don't know. All the social media stuff. Blocked, 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 blocked. So that, I don't know. I didn't even have a chance to get a word in or anything. Now, apparently, I've been given some list of reasons why he wanted to do that. Just that day, like, we'd been talking about my trip out there. We'd, he told me when I expressed like my affinity for him with something, he said, "Oh no, it's good. It's good." He agreed that we were gonna, make things work, basically, and he would put the effort in too. Anyway, so, who knows? Maybe I'll delete these videos one day. Maybe. So anyway, that's what happened. I didn't get a chance to, to me, it just looked like it's because I was trying to get in touch with Teresa and, meddle in his private life. Private from who? Like what? Anyway, I was trying to resolve, this thing that had been going on for years, this really awkward situation with Teresa. Trying to resolve it before I went out there and was trying to set up I don't know, even if a distant one, like some kind of a friendship with her. I don't know, just to get rid of the awkwardness. And so that, okay, fine. If he wanted to go hang out at her house or something, then at least I'd know, at least I could hear it from her that, no, I'm not trying to get back together with him or whatever. At least there'd be that, we sort of the ice broken kind of a thing. And we could just be cool with each other, no big deal. Not necessary to have to get all, to make it so weird and hidden, kind of behind my back. And he's trying to, I don't know, go hang out with her or something, or have this friendship relationship with her, but keep it a secret from me, kind of. And what? I tried for so long. I was really patient about it. But it after a while, it's sort of well, why can't I just talk to her? Why can't I just, what's wrong? What? Because we were planning on, sticking together and stuff. So it's sort of well, why can't I just be friends with her then? If it's so important to you to maintain this friendship with her, well, I'm part of your life too, so why can't it sort of be out in the open? Why have it be so awkward? That's how I feel about it. I don't know too many other, I don't know too many other girls and women who would be okay with their partner hanging out with their ex at their house, going and having dinners, exclusive dinners with them, or, barbecues or whatever, where you're not included in the, like, why can't we all just hang out, when I'm there? Like, why not just, I mean, if it's so important to you to have this friendship with her, then why can't I be friends too? But, because the way we were talking was like, we're gonna make this work kind of a thing. And it's all gonna be hunky-dory and all that kind of thing. So anyway, this video has gotten really long again. Oh well, as they say, right? It is what it is. Oh yeah, so I'm almost done. So the latest thing, I wanted to get my website back from, anyway, he had been hosting it. There's nothing on it at the moment, but I wanted to gain the hosting back from him, and I don't know how to do that. So he eventually unblocked me. Oh yeah, so he eventually unblocked me, said that we could have a call to end things off amicably. Now in my mind, that means well, have some honest, decent communication. Tell me what the heck was going on. We can end things, but just end it with hey, look, it was this, this, and this, and this. Here's how I feel about it. And yeah, if you want to remain friends, or if not, or whatever, but this is the deal. This is what happened from my side, kind of a thing, so that I could understand and I could go, okay, I understand and I get you. And I'm sorry that it ended the way it did, or what have you. And, just give me that chance to and the respect and courtesy to end it maturely with emotional intelligence, I guess you could say, emotional, what's the word I'm looking for? Stability, without getting upset, without, just maintain your cool on the call, on the call, So we did have a call. The first 10 minutes or so was sort of small talk or whatever, talked a bit about my cat and blah, 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 whatever. And then, he asked how I'm doing. I said, not good. I'm not doing good at all. How about you? Oh yeah, I'm doing okay, Oh, really? Oh, okay. He said, well, yeah, so that happened. And then, I basically asked him, what happened? And he said, oh, it just deteriorated over time. What are you talking about? Things were, obviously nothing's ever always fine, but things were going well. And we were, it deteriorated for a couple weeks in December after Teresa came into the picture again. And, okay, cool. But so that really wasn't specifically what happened, So this was I don't know, a week and a half ago or something like that. Anyway, I asked him 2 questions and he couldn't answer me. I asked him, so are you guys tracking each other again? And, you guys are doing that whole thing again. He said, oh, I don't want to get into it. All right, well, why not just tell me, because we're not together anymore. So why not just get it out in the open, and we can just have an open discussion, a respectful kind of a thing. So he wouldn't tell me that. And then I asked him again, well, why? Like, what is the actual, like, what did I do that was so wrong? Or what happened? Or like, what, what happened? You don't send a heart-shaped necklace to someone as a Christmas present because for no reason, like, or unless it's some sort of sick joke or something like that. I mean, I'm just like, well, and agree to, work things out and stuff like that. And then just suddenly turn around and, so he wouldn't answer me. He said, oh, I've already given you a list of stuff before. I have yet to see this list. I don't know. I don't know. One thing I do know is that in our previous discussions, we had talked about the fact that we could, pretty much like set up a base in both countries, and both of us in the future, after we had met certain other like financial targets and business targets and stuff like that, at some point in the future, could sort of like, be able to travel and work remotely and, that sort of thing. And then later he accused me of, or got upset with me about that I had mentioned living in Oregon at some point with him, him being in the US, and that he never wanted to ever set foot in the US again. And that, how could you, mention that when we had actually like discussed it. But that's one thing that I know of. Another possible reason could just be that he just didn't have any faith or confidence that well, of course not now, but he didn't have any faith or confidence that that we could have a future together and meet those financial and business targets. So another thing could just be that he just doesn't want commitment, even though he's told me that he does want a committed relationship. Anyway, maybe also he just really wants to be friends with Teresa. And that was another thing I asked him. I asked him, do you have some unresolved, feelings for Teresa, or so, like some unexplored, undiscovered, like, is there something unexplored there that you still are hanging on to? Can you just be honest with me about it? And he said, oh, I don't know, maybe, but, I don't want to talk about it. And so I said, okay, fine. Really simply, I was just looking for an honest conversation, respectful. Anyway, at that point, he started getting really upset with me again, and wouldn't end it off nicely. I really just wanted to, just, lay it out on the table with no lies and no fear of what I might think or say or do. And now look, it's like ridiculous. The amount of upset that lies and secrets cause. Even I can kind of understand, but even in my mind, I would do the courtesy of giving a person, I don't know, giving them a chance to listen to you and your side, and then go, okay, thanks for telling me. I really appreciate your honesty and, willingness to just end it off nicely. And then just say goodbye. That would have been a much more ideal conversation. Give them the courtesy and respect to say, hey, we had a good time, but, there's this, and this issue. This is what it is. This is how I feel about it. And allow the person, give them the emotional security and don't shame them about it, but keep your cool about it as well, and just it's a respect, to have rapport with each other, and just kind of end it nicely and let each other just go, okay, well, see you later. I'm sorry, it's sort of like after all that time and energy and devotion and thought and feeling and time spent putting into it, all the work that goes into, there's actual things that you do to, to love and to care and all that stuff, after all that, it just would be nice to be able to say goodbye with some honest communication, some honest answers about what happened. I had to, sit with it for about 2 weeks. I was blocked, and then not a good feeling. Really not a good feeling. Anyway, yeah, so that's my side, at least for now. I guess that's time to go, right? Yeah, that's my side for now, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm sure I'll have more stuff to say later. Maybe not about this. Maybe about more interesting things than this, because this is not really that interesting. I just needed to lay it all out. I really wish it could have been ended on a more positive note, with a bit more courteous consideration and kindness. Okay,